Hello, good morning. Myself, I am BSR Botany lecturer. Today our topic plant kingdom. Plant kingdom within 2 minutes. Now game starts only 2 minutes. Okay, but before that, you please subscribe. Plant kingdom. Five kingdom classification proposed by Whittaker. Earliest classification purely based on the morphological characters. Whereas artificial system of classification, there the scientist had given importance to vegetative characters and sexual characters. Whereas natural system of classification, example Bentham and Hooker, they are given importance not only external characters and also internal characters like ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology, and phytochemistry. And look at their phylogenetic system of classification that is purely had given importance to evolutionary relationship. Whereas numerical taxonomy, there it is a computer-based program. The scientist had given number and codes to the plant characters. Based on the codes and characters numbers only, the plants are classified. That is called numerical taxonomy. Whereas cytotaxonomy, look at there. Here, based on the chromosome number, structure, and behavior, the plants are classifying. That is called cytotaxonomy. Whereas chemotaxonomy, here the chemotaxonomy mainly based on the chemical component present in the plants. First one, in the plant kingdom, we are discussing about algae. Algae are autotrophic thallophytes. Autotrophic thallophytes. The plant body is a thallus which perform photosynthesis called autotrophic thallophytes. Under algae, four classes are there. The first one is chlorophyceae. Chlorophyceae are green algae. So there are different types of chlorophyceae members are there. They are maybe unicellular. Example, Chlamydomonas, and maybe colonial, example volvox. Some are filamentous, Eulothrix and Spirogyra are the examples. Some are small plant-like structures, example Chara. And look at there in the Chlorophyceae family, means in the class, in this Chlorophyceae members, pigment is chlorophyll A and B. And chloroplast may be discoid, plate, reticulate, cup shape, spiral shape, or ribbon shape. And whereas here storage bodies are pyrenoids which stores protein and starch. Mainly in the Chlorophyceae members is a cell wall made up of two layers. Outer layer made up of pectin, inner layer made up of cellulose. And the reproduction mainly in the Chlorophyceae members, vegetative reproduction, that is fragmentation. When the plant pod break into small pieces, each piece can develop into complete plant. That process is called fragmentation. Whereas asexual reproduction takes place by flagellated zoospores. Sexual reproduction may be three types: isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous. Oogamous example mainly volvox and fucus. And look at their Phaeophyceae members. The Phaeophyceae is also called brown algae. Okay, so the brown algae members, examples I am giving: Ectocarpus. Ectocarpus, their simple branched filamentous forms, diagram also had given. Dictyota, each one containing the branches like structures, each one divided into two branches. And look at their laminaria used as a food. Sargassum also used as a food. Another example, fucus. Especially in this Phaeophyceae members, brown algae pigment is chlorophyll A, C, and carotenoids and xanthophylls. These members appears in green to brown color due to the presence of xanthophyll and fucoxanthin. Storage of food materials, laminaria and mannitol. Here cell wall made up of cellulose and algin. Plant body mainly differentiated into three parts: holdfast, stipe, and frond. Basal part is a holdfast. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction takes place by biflagellated zoospores. They are pear-shaped structures. So they contain two flagella. Here not only asexual spores, even the gametes also containing two flagella, gametes also pear-shaped. So sexual reproduction takes place by isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamous. Then you go for Rhodophyceae, red algae. Examples: Porphyra, look at there, and Polysiphonia and Gracilaria. Especially the wall containing the agar, so which is used to grow microbes and to the preparation of ice creams and jellies also. Not only that one, even Gelidium also. So one by one, look at that. And next, after that, here, especially these Rhodophyceae members growing on to the surface of water and also may be growing in depth of the ocean. The cell wall made up of cellulose. Here the pigments may be chlorophyll A, D, phycoerythrin is also present, especially R phycoerythrin. So that is why which appears in red color. Food materials are stores in the form of Floridian starch, which is similar to amylopectin. And vegetative reproduction specially takes place by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction takes place by non-motile spores. Sexual reproduction takes place by non-motile gametes, that is no flagella, that is mainly oogamous types. Then you go for bryophytes. The bryophytes are first land plants. First archegonia developed in bryophytes. First embryo formation seen in bryophytes. So first embryophytes, first archegoniates, first land plants. So that is why these are amphibians of the plant kingdom. So especially they are growing on damp, humid, shady localities. Okay. So mainly they play an important role in plant succession on bare rocks, which contain male reproductive organ is called antheridium and female reproductive organ is called archegonium. This is antheridium and archegonium. Well developed antheridia and archegonia present in bryophytes. Economic importance when you take bryophytes here, especially economic sphagnum, so which is used, that is peat, that is mixed structure which can grow on the surface of the soil, that is called peat, that is used as fuel and also which is used in the making of packing material. Okay, and especially these bryophytes break the rocks along with the lichens. So that is why which is useful, mainly the mosses form dense mats on the soil. So that is why which prevents soil erosion. And first one, primitive bryophytes are liverworts. The plant body is thallus. Thallus body is present in liverworts. Example Markantia, look at there. There in Markantia, sexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Sexual reproduction takes place by Antheridia archegonia. This Antheridia archegonia may form on the same plants or on different thalli. Sporophyte containing foot, setae, capsule. Here sporophyte, the sporophyte diploid structure which containing foot, setae and third one is a capsule. Okay, so then you go for mosses. The advanced bryophytes are called mosses. Here gametophyte, here protonema and as well as adult thing is called gametophore. So gametophyte, juvenile gametophyte is called protonema. It is a thread-like structure. It is the protonema. First, it is haploid structure which forms buds. Each bud developed into leafy gametophore. It is also haploid. So this is a thread-like structure called protonema. Adult structure is called gametophore. Especially in this root-like structure is called rhizoid. Stem-like structure is called colloid and leaf-like structures are called phylloids in the adult gametophyte. Okay, then vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and budding, sexual reproduction through antheridia and archegonia. The male gametes are released into the water and male and female gametes are fused to form a diploid zygote. Zygote undergo mitotic division to form embryo, so they are first embryophytes. Embryo developed into sporophyte, diploid sporophyte. So sporophyte containing three parts, foot, setae, capsule. In the capsule, the diploid spore mother cells undergoes meiotic division to form haploid spores. Each haploid spore first developed into protonema, then which forms buds. Buds are developed into leafy gametophore. That is why in bryophytes the dominant phase is gametophyte and sporophyte depending on gametophyte. Hence the life cycle is called haplodiplontic. Here gametophyte is independent, sporophyte is dependent. Sporophyte is a partial parasite on gametophyte. Hence the life cycle is called haplodiplontic. Anyway, sporophyte containing foot, setae, capsule. Okay, examples, look at their Funaria, Polytrachum and Sphagnum. Then you go for pteridophytes. Pteridophytes example horsetail and ferns, pteris. So they are used as medicinal plants. Some of the pteridophytes are soil binders and ornamental plants. First time vascular tissue system developed in pteridophytes. Here the plant body, look at there, sporophyte. So in thallophytes, the plant body is gametophyte. In bryophytes, the plant body is gametophyte. But in pteridophytes, the plant body is a sporophyte. Especially example when you take in pteris, here roots are present, and this is the root and stem, and maybe leaves are present. So these are the leaves. So here the dominant phase is the sporophyte. It is the sporophyte. Root, stem and leaf. Three parts are there. So first time vascular tissue system developed. Here the leaves may be small, microphylous, example Selaginella, may be large called ferns, macrophylous, example ferns. The leaves are called sporophyll. The leaf, each leaf is called sporophyll because which containing sporangia, diploid, diploid leaf, diploid sporophyll containing diploid sporangia. Their diploid spore mother cells are present which undergo meiotic division to form haploid spores. So that is why sporophylls, especially the sporophylls in the pteridophytes, cones formation is present. When all sporophylls fuse to form a cone-like structure, example equisitum. Sporangia. So there the sporangium, diploid spore mother cells inside the sporangium undergo meiotic division to form haploid spores. The haploid spores are released and dispersed by the wind and falls on the suitable substratum. So each haploid spore again developed into haploid gametophyte. That haploid gametophyte is called prothallus. Here prothallus, it is gametophyte. Gametophyte is independent, sporophyte is also independent. This haploid gametophyte is called prothallus, which containing both antheridia and archegonia. So which releases the gametes. So the gametes swims in the water. So the gametes are motile. So they swim in the water, entered into the archegonia, which fuses with the egg cell. So a haploid male gamete, haploid female gamete fuse to form a diploid zygote. Zygote developed into embryo. Finally, embryo developed into sporophyte. So both gametophyte and sporophyte are independent. So this is the gametophyte and this is sporophyte. And here embryo formation is there within the gametophyte, that is the precursor of seed production. Okay, and look at there, here antheridia and archegonia present. They are maybe homosporous or heterosporous. Example Selaginella equisitum, heterosporous. Here microspore developed into male gametophyte. Heterosporous means megaspore developed into female gametophyte. So zygote developed into embryo on female prothallus. Okay, so that is the precursor of seed habit. And here classes look at there: Psilopsida, Psilotum, and Lycopsida, Selaginella, Lycopodium, and Spinopsida equisitum, Pteropsida, Dropteris, Teris, Adiantum. And look at their gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are phanerogams. Phanerogams, they are flowering plants, but no ovary. Only seeds are present. Hence they are called phanerogams without ovary. Here naked seeds are present, no ovary. So example sequoia, it is the tallest tree. And here myco, here some of the gymnosperms are associated with the fungi called mycorrhiza, example pinus. In the pinus, branches stems are present. Unbranched stems are seen in cycas. So especially in the cycas, pinnately compound leaves are present, whereas needle-like leaves are present in conifers. Okay, so especially the leaves are containing thick cuticle and sunken stomata. Especially gymnosperms are heterosporous. Here mainly the sporophylls are constitute to form cone. Here maybe male cone and female cones are formed. So male and female cones are formed on the same plant, example pinus, whereas they are formed in the different plants, example cycas. So reproduction, especially when you take in the gymnosperms, here when I take this is the ovule. Arthropteropus ovule is present in gymnosperms. Here pollen grains directly falls on the ovule. Hence the pollination is called direct pollination. Especially in this ovule, here nucellus is present. So that one of the cell in the nucellus act as megaspore mother cell, undergoes meiotic division Megaspore mother cell diploid undergoes meiotic division. In that four haploid cells, three are degenerate. So three are degenerate. Only one is the functional megaspore. Whereas in angiosperms, this functional megaspore forms directly embryo sac. Embryo sac formation is present. Here no embryo sac formation. Here directly this haploid cell undergo free nuclear division. So many nuclears are formed. So this is called endosperm. Here endosperm is formed before fertilization, hence it is called pre-fertilization product. Whereas in angiosperms, that is a post-fertilization product. We will discuss in angiosperms later that one. So now in this archegonia also present. This archegonia, very poorly developed archegonia is present. So here gametes are forming. One of the male gamete fused with the egg cell present in the archegonia. So to form diploid zygote. Again zygote developed into embryo. Embryo, this is the embryo. Ovule developed into seed. Here ovule developed into seed. Zygote developed into embryo. Finally the embryo developed into plant. Here also the plant body is sporophyte. Total sporophyte is dominant, just gametophyte depending on sporophyte. Hence the life cycle is called diplontic life cycle. Totally diplontic life cycle. Angiosperms we will discuss in later. So this is the plant kingdom. Thank you. Thank you to all. Please subscribe.